certified sexologist and loveologist located here in Huntsville. And today we're bringing a podcast where the new quote is, where sex meets love and nothing is off limits. Okay. So everything that we talk about here in the Raw Adult Sexpectation podcast is just anything around those topics, relationships, love, sex, as a sexologist, and just really bringing the community as a whole into these podcasts so we can just really get some good conversations about sexpectations. So today we have a brand new panel, some of your fan favorites or one of your fan favorites, and a brand new panel. So since we have a fan favorite who I already know how to introduce himself.
Y'all know who himself. In the building, I am Lawrence Front, your life coach, professional speaker, and a whole bunch of other things.
Okay.
What did you
All right.
Anthony Rogers Jackson. But I am human resources by day, but I'm also a business owner, financial and business coach, by consultant.
Yes. All right.
I am Javon Baker, owner of JoJo Talk. I have a multimedia and entertainment company. I'm your hostess with the mostest, your bartender, your DJ, your all-around entertainer. So that's who I am.
Okay.
I'm Paige. I work in banking. So that's about as much as I can say.
Confidentiality.
Sam's go by D, but that's I'm one half of Break to College. Sunday, 1 p.m. Book and just talk like a man, move like a king. Purchase it on Amazon.
All right. So thank y'all so much for joining tonight. Just the conversations as we dive into a hot new topic. You know, TikTok really be coming for me, and I be like, TikTok, okay? So today we're going to be talking about love in a non-traditional way, so non-traditional connections, as well as a lot of those hot topics that we hear all about on social media. You got polyamory, swingers, and open relationships, right? As well as something I fall under particularly, which is non-traditional relationships as a life partnership. So today we're going to be bringing up a panel that I find near and dear to my heart, but and then we dive into some conversations, right? Because we have some people on this panel, they're not going to say they're in relationships, we're not going to push that out there, but you know, we got some people that have been in long-term relationships on this panel, we got some new relationships, we got some hot and fresh relationships like myself. And so, spicy, I see. Okay, and so we are just wanted to bring up these different types of conversations because y'all know I'm all about community and I'm all about connection. So we gotta start off with our poll, right? We always start off with a good thing, right? Okay.
In my bedroom.
In your bedroom. Oh my God. Okay.
That's okay.
Okay.
No judgment.
So this question was for the poll, but would you consider ethical non-monogamy if your partner brought it up, right? So we had 1,000 responses, and 48% of you said yes. With boundaries and communication, it will work. Thank y'all out there for voting. 32% of you said maybe. Is considering under what circumstances, and 20% said no. Monogamy is non-negotiable for them, right? So these are really great as we jump into these polls. And you know, gotta have them statistics. Looking at you, right? Okay. 56% of men said they were open to explore ethical non-monogamy. 44% of women said they might consider it. And of course, 68% of the LGBT community said, baby, let's go. All right. So this is where the conversation comes from. I mean, we open it up on the poll. Are y'all surprised about the statistics, or what do y'all think of what would we consider ethical non-monogamy? Anybody?
That's a good question. So I read a book called Ethical Slut. Have you ever read that book?
Yes.
You need
Yes,
to read that
it's
book.
really
It's
good.
a really, really good book. But it pretty much breaks down what you're talking about in a lot of ways. Like there is an ethical way to engage with multiple partners that is and trust, right? And so for those who have the emotional capacity to handle sharing, for lack of a better term, your other partner, there is a way to do that without all the heartbreak and the drama and this, that, and the third. That's what makes it ethical. So non-ethical or unethical would be cheating. You're still in a non-monogamous relationship, but there's the lying and the hiding and the sneaking around. Somebody gonna get hurt through that.
I like what you said was capacity. Oh, that's a big oof.
What's that?
That's that T word right there. I think people don't talk about capacity enough, right? You know, other people, the limits, you know, are different based off each person. And so that capacity word to me is big, right? I have if my cup is filling over and spilling into, then why not? You know what I'm saying? So I definitely agree with that. Anybody else with ethical non-monogamy?
We have our first comment, and what's interesting is it goes against what I was going to say. So here you go. The comment is, I'm a little surprised by the statistic. I thought less people would be more open-minded towards the topic. So I feel that people are more open-minded to what, 48%?
Mm-hmm.
That is a good percent when you think about a lot of us are in the South, and Paul is probably Southern driven. And we're in the Bible Belt. And so people are very close-minded. But I think it was a good statistic because a lot of people want to be free. They want to be let loose. They want to have that little fun. So if they now are educated on the way to do it, then yeah, the poll was correct.
Singles, are you ready to go green? Ready for real connections? Ready to connect easily? Join On the Market. Scan the link.
That's what they call it. Yeah.
No, wait, we can't go. So it was so much we just got in that conversation. We got to unpack really quickly. What do you mean boundaries? What you just said?
See,
Communication. He said communication.
Go ahead.
So I feel like being able to have a conversation with a partner or partner, you know, whatever the circumstance is, because the point of ethical non-monogamy is consent based, number one. So all parties are consenting and all parties are agreeing to say, hey, this is something that I want to do. And a lot of people, you know, especially when they're looking to potentially open up their relationship, it takes work. You need to do work beforehand. You can't just jump into that. That's not something that you can just do because you will really
Yeah, go. I already said boundaries.
Double whammy.
no other way to put that. You will really fuck your shit up if you are just out here just all willy-nilly doing. You don't want to hurt your existing partner, you know, and you don't want to hurt potentially a new partner that may be coming in. And so there are negotiations and boundaries that have to take place because not everybody wants kitchen table polyamory where everybody's at the table and everybody's, you know, at barbecue. You see what I'm saying? Not everybody's invited to the barbecue. Sometimes they want parallel, and sometimes they want to be, hey, look, I know you're here and cool and all, but I'll mess with you and you'll mess with me, and we just keep it moving.
All right.
So there's
levels to it.
There's levels.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So-
I want to talk about boundaries.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I think this notion of freedom, meaning free for all, it's not true.
It's not.
Like there has to be boundaries for them to have freedom. We need to go where the boundaries are because there's places and spaces you can go to that restrict your freedom. The boundaries is designed to keep it free.
you don't have the boundaries. How free can you be?
Ooh. Y'all, you so excited. I just over here just keeping it up.
Watch your mouth.
I be coming with that. Y'all like to fight on TikTok for some reason. Someone said on TikTok they thought that poly and all these type of topics, open relationships, was just an extended pass.
No.
Then it would be called a hall pass.
Which we call it opportunity of one time, not an actual relationship.
Now so y'all just went
Not
to
that it'd be just people.
Could be just.
I mean,
okay, so we went from it's not an extended hall pass because it would be extended one time. You know this on social media, they be like, it's get in here, like have some fun.
It's called entertainment.
That's exactly what they do. They showing you the entertainment part, the fun part, but they ain't showing you the work. It's all-
Okay, so there is work. There are relationships. Y'all said boundaries. We got communication. We got capacity.
There's still a commitment to that.
Commitment.
No relationships.
So let's can't go over that molehill.
If you want your locks to be T, definitely reach out to a master loctician and certified trichologist located here in Huntsville. Her number is attached at hairtherapy@gmail.com.
Relationships. Please, somebody. Like, I mean, for me as a sexologist who meets with couples all the time who want to explore monogamous, try to get into things that are like swinging, or they want to get into open relationships. They want to do polyamory. They want to get into these things. And then we have to have that conversation, right? And then I start digging in the weeds a little bit. As a coach, I have to ask them, what are your hard limits? What are your soft limits? What communication? What do you want? What do you need from this? And then the questions start to change because there is a relationship component. So, like, relationship, let's just stay right there, right? Connections to more than one person. Responsibility?
Yeah.
Yep.
Y'all don't get quiet. I'm talking. Y'all get quiet.
Well, I feel like this is the topic that I've been with my partner for almost 10 years. And as a those when we started opening up our relationship a little bit more to exploring other women, just
That's I got a question. You said y'all been together for how long?
we've been
That's big. No, that's big.
Okay, and 5 years ago, you decided that you wanted to open up your marriage, right? This is a marriage, right?
yes.
Okay. All right. So, what do you have to say about the relationship?
There definitely is different relationships within the polyamory, which is what our dynamic is. Both have one woman that we're interested in that we talk to. We have boundaries on what type of woman it is, the communication levels, like who approaches who. So we have all these boundaries and everything set beforehand, but there's definitely like relationships between me and the other female and him and the other female. I wouldn't try to be in the way of their relationship. I wouldn't want him in the way of our relationship. We all have to build our own individual relationships with each other in order to make the throuple work.
All right. Is that a code name, by the way, for people that don't know? A throuple is a code name, like a nickname.
Yeah.
Okay.
Couple, trouble.
I have a question.
Okay.
Unicorn hunting and polyamory is typically looked at as in a lot of polyamorous settings is very within unicorn hunt. So they are hunting the female to join their relationship. There's a lot of times, like for instance, like hierarchy or like veto power, things like that. That can be a really unhealthy dynamic. And so sometimes when people, you're naturally that when you're bringing in a third, person into a relationship, they automatically accuse, whether they know the situation or not, like that you're purposely seeking out someone to fulfill the two needs that you have, and they become more of a
Tool.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, we did when we first started out. We were just looking for a fun time, and then it turned into something much serious. I had one girl flat out ask us if she would be like a sex dog, and
That's a thing.
that's not the case.
That is a thing, though.
That's definitely not the case. Yeah, ain't them hoes out there.
Yeah, I feel like, and for me, like I'm married and I've been married for 2 years, but for me, I just feel like opening up that door, like you said, you have to have capacity for it. And when you know you're not ready, you just don't do it. Like you said, there's levels to this shit. And for me, I'm an empath and I'm an emotional person, so I just couldn't open that door. Like I feel like the thought of it, the vision of it, seems like fun. Like you said, like threesomes and things like that. It's like for me, I would do it for entertainment, the thrill, but at the same time being able to share that space with someone else. I just want to be able to do it. So it's like you said, having those boundaries and being able to openly communicate with your partner. Make sure you guys are on the same page, because like me and her, we talk all the time and we look at females all the time. So it's like we like, okay, well. But I think like hey, we fill in the blank. Fill in the blank. It's back. Emotional. Yeah, and that's the part that you have to work on. And being 2 years in a marriage, for me, I have to continue to build on it.
As long as you can still have that open conversation with your partner, everything will be fine.
Okay. So
Navigating non-monogamy isn't just about sex. It is about self-awareness, radical honesty, and deep emotional connection. As a sex-positive E&M affirming coach, I support individuals' explorations, couples' negotiations, navigating jealousy, and communication struggles. We offer one-on-one coaching at the studio downtown Huntsville, as well as group classes for people who are polycurious.
So another question, are we gonna keep talking about non-traditional relationships? You both are married, right? As well as, okay, they say what they want, so you're thinking of it. Unless
we getting broke on.
Okay. Why do you think these type of relationships get judged as hard as they do? Like, from today, traditional, the straight monogamy, why do you think these relationships get the most slack when, we're on a panel right now with people who are in successful troubles. Did I say that right?
And triple is
so negative. Why do you think people are judging these type of relationships? Where does the judgment come from?
You asking the panel?
Just the panel. And people online, y'all are on there.
Real quick, think about it. In the 90s, they came out with Let's Talk About Sex, and it was dean. Here we are now, a couple years later, now we talk about poly and swinging, and it's all Western lifestyle is what they want you to believe.
It's not, interestingly enough.
Ain't that crazy?
Because we all think that we all like knew and stuff, but in reality, we haven't. Nobody is doing anything new.
Right.
No one is really reinvented the wheel here. It's just now that there is more access to information and seeing different things out there, it's more visible. But in reality, non-monogamy has been a thing not only in nature, separate from human beings, but it's been from the existence of time. Especially with us living in a Bible Belt, we're conditioned by Western Christianity. And Western Christianity, unfortunately, tries to paint the picture that that it's monogamous, that the man leaves the home and cleaves to his wife. Well, no, David had a whole bunch of women. So, and David was a man after God's own heart, if you want to believe what the Bible says. So, as much as I can understand how monogamy is for people, and to me, I think the reason that there's so much judgment out there is because people naturally judge what they do not understand, and they have a fear. They fear that if you have a deeper understanding of yourself and everything else around you, that you'll have the option, and guess what? You'll take it. And they are not confident within themselves that, hey, I know what I'm bringing to the table, so everybody can eat, versus it's just one of those things, like people just think that as soon as an option is presented, well, then it's be wrong because That's so different than what, no, we've been conditioned to believe that monogamy is the norm. And in reality and nature, it's not.
Amy's right. Let's stop for an educational moment. So in the ancient times, non-monogamous tribes were pretty much global. In the 1800s, we started the free love movement. In the 1960s, this was the sexual revolution, and intentional communities were made for poly. In the 1990s, the term polyamory was coined as the rise of the ENM liberation. Then in the 2020s, we do books and podcasts and visual aids to really dive deep into poly education.
I'm glad you brought up Western Christianity because it needs to be identified, called out, especially if I believe in Christ. The rest believe in all my because of what was done. And the main issue with Western Christianity that their evangelism is really colonialism.
Yes.
And so it's not even so much about what the Bible says, but it's about how can we control the people in the Bible. And these are two different who love Christ, but also recognize that they might identify with other lifestyles that against Western Christianity, while they're being a rebel, or they're going to leave, right? And they're going to feel some type of shame or guilt when it's unnecessary, right? If we were to really take the Bible, what it says, first off, monogamy is polyamory. Like, it's not a one size fit all. You know what I'm saying? There are people of God who were monogamous, there are people of God who were polyamorous, but all of them were intentional. And that's the principle we should be teaching about relationships. Intention.
And good, you got something to say? Okay, so I think the people want to know. I think the people who's watching this podcast that really don't know the difference between poly, swinging, open, life partnerships. So what is polyamory? And I know swinging is more so a form of like sexual, you're in a sex space, there is an exchange of partnerships, and there could be a soft or hard swinging, right?
Nice orgy.
Okay. Then we have certified, right? Then we have open relationships, which is a form of I am someone and my partner knows or whatever, but we're open. Like people flow in, like I feel like an open door, kind of, sort of. But they still have rules and regulations as well.
When it may always be based in sex versus the religion.
Exactly. Right, and that's a good difference too. Right. Okay. Then we have life partnerships, which is me and my partner are together for life. Like the agreement is we in this thing, right? But we not want to get married. Legally, right? Is what we consider life partnerships. Then we have polyamory. Now the crazy thing about polyamory is it's not one size fit all. It is very diverse depending on what form of polyamory you want to be in. So everybody on the panel, what are different forms of polyamory? Anybody know one? I know we have B-poly.
Yep.
Right? There is family polyamory, right? And then if you're on this live and you don't know, I will be popping this up on our YouTube with different research-based definitions. Okay.
I believe in education, so we're back for another educational moment. Here are different forms of polyamory. We have primary, secondary, we have non-hierarchy, we have solo polyamory, and relationship anarchy. These are a few. As we go into our next ones, we have V relationships, you have tris and quads, and then you have what we consider to be poly-Q. Please stop this moment, take a time to read the different definitions and really get an understanding of what form of polyamory and the different types that are really out there. But remember, these are all different relationships.
It is any of these relationships. You might want to figure out what you're stepping yourself into. And one thing that Amy said was, swinging and open could be sex-based, while poly, however, is all about relationships. The question that we have here, how does gender and sexual orientation shift the way we operate in the bedroom? right? So that's what.
Okay, so when I was exploring poly, I explored a man and a woman similar to her because in the bedroom, I wanted the penetration of a man, but I also wanted to enjoy the feminine touch of a woman. So that to me is the gender roles. But also, if you are still just women in the bedroom gender, there are toys that you can use to also still get that penetration. So it really just depends on what your preference is and what you're looking for. But that to me, that's nice.
Said toys.
Yeah.
Like toys. Okay. Earlier, someone sent in a question to my anonymous line about this, saying that they were interested in polyamory pretty much because they felt that they had more freedom in the bedroom compared to monogamous relationships where it's just you and your person. So different people on the panel do not have to say where you are, but like y'all talked about rules and community and all these things, right? Is it funner in the bedroom? I don't know.
Is it funner? More fun?
Yes, more better. I mean, you can hold.
Well, I just want to chime in right here and say blushing and smiling definitely confirms. And if you look across the panel, there's a lot
You
there.
know, if you've had multiple partners, you know it's different, right? And so even if it's not all of us in the same bed, the fact that I can get this from this person and that from this person, you know, we don't watch the same movie every day. We don't listen to just one song. Right? So I can imagine a space where it makes sense and there is a level of thrill and fun. If done, say if done. Right. And that's sense.
Yes, that's big.
Yeah.
And everyone is agreeing to what's happening in the room. Whatever the dynamic is, if it's just you and that person, or people that like to watch, you know, it's a relationship.
Yeah.
But you all have to be consensual and agreeing to what happens behind those doors.
Well, and like I'm a lesbian. I identify as a lesbian, but every one of my partners, in especially in the relationship aspect, brings out something different in me. So, for instance, with some, you know, like for instance, my wife, I am married and married for a long time. A long time.
Shout out to the wifey.
But I am bushed when it comes to my wife. So anyway, but with other partners that I've had, I've been able to discover and uncover this more dominant side of myself in the bedroom specifically. And so it is very much like, I mean, it's huge for my ego. Get to know yourself in such a different way. It's not just about, you know, that current interaction, that current exchange with, you know, regardless of how many partners it is in that moment. But, you know, for me, that's what I really enjoy about it is saying, okay, what is this person going to bring out in me?
Okay.
And what can I learn about myself because of that?
You know what? Y'all know my quote. Sex is a learned behavior, right? And so I think the space that a lot of people, I think, can learn from just what you said in general is that, you know, when they say don't like to you, try it. So until you try it, you technically ain't really, you know, you can watch it. Yeah, you can fantasize all you want, but when you get there, you know, it's different when you're in it. And then because intimacy and connection is so, man, it's the pool of the psychological space, the mental and emotional space that can awaken in you, just so many different spaces as humans that we're just so complex that I feel like sometimes you are right when we get into that mold and we're, you know, taught to walk the fine line of monogamy and walk the fine line of traditional or non-traditional and stay within these limits. Even within community, you can be within limits. And it's like, dang, I thought I was supposed to be freer over here. And so I do feel like that is a really big space that you spoke on, because a lot of people don't talk about that enough. And I feel like that's a good space. if you're telling me I can learn from something, you said that I can grow something, you said that I can have better, you're sign me the hell up. Like let me in.
Communication alone, the amount of communication that communication is able to improve from the polyamorous relationships, in my opinion, it's unparalleled because you have to really, really dive deep within yourself to really check yourself and also be able to hold your partner and what they need or partners, you know what I mean? Not only to give them what it is that they are seeking, whatever it is that they can benefit from, but you're also having to be very vulnerable. And so you're creating this very beautiful, safe space to really kind of deepen the intimacy in your relationships.
Hey.
Well, I want to play devil's advocate because your question was, is it more fun with more partners? We all agree, yes. However, you have to, on the last point I was on, you have to be prepared for the reality that when you get in that room and it's actually happening, it's not going to be like anything. It's not going to be prepared for your spouse to be with another person. You may have thought you're going to react one way, but then you see her get bent over and it's not you, and they get and it's being yours, and you feel like I'm because of what I did. So you just gotta be prepared. So it's more fun. However, what did you say before? You have to be the emotional capacity. You have to have the capacity of if that person is better than you. And that's just the reality. If someone is assassin and that's not your skill, then it's okay.
You're like, oh, this is already spent. This is not what I'm signing up for. And so I think how you handle disappointment plays a major role. Because the reason why people vote for it, because they don't want to be disappointed. They will feel betrayed or heartbroken. But we didn't know until we got here. Like, you gotta know what you couldn't know. And so our ability to handle our own unfavorable emotions play a role. If you're not emotionally grounded as a person, you probably wouldn't. I would suggest you learn that in life, there's things you'll enjoy and things you won't enjoy. And guess what? Things you don't enjoy, you can accomplish. So it's gonna be no problem.
That's why I was just gonna say that's why I think the role play, like we like me and my wife, we kind of like change positions. That way, to spice it up. I think that makes it more funner and not feeling like we need other people in the room, just making it fun.
Right. So one thing that is it more fun? Stop. Okay. It's more fun to have fun in the bedroom. To bring in some variety in the bedroom, and everybody pretty much agrees. Hell yeah, right? But what are some critical conversations? Let's say somebody really, 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 really want to just, dive into the space, What are some conversations that they may need to practice or, some emotional check-ins? Like, what would y'all, like, what's some practical skills we can give to the people in the room? Anybody?
I've never tried it, but I would definitely say, like you said, those conversations, the transparency, being able to open up and have those conversations with the spouse. Because in order to gain the emotional capacity, I feel like I would have to, like you said, ground myself. I would have to check myself, but I would also have to make sure that me and my wife are on the same page. We're looking for the same things, because I wouldn't want to open up a door that hurt my marriage. You know what I'm saying? I would want me and her to be on the same page, and we're going to be able to get through that.
There is risk.
So does when we talk about the conversation, does jealousy not become a conversation?
It's always a conversation. It's a conversation. Never not a conversation.
Before and after.
Okay, so you said before and after. Amy said always a conversation. And you said
before and after.
Before after. So
Why she moaning like that has started a whole panel uproar. Okay? Definitely.
Conversations that come up, and you gotta be, like I said, emotionally ready for that conversation. before and after. Because after, are you really ready to be like, hey, this is the best thing that ever happened?
So some
Well, I was thinking, you asked for what's a critical conversation. You need to know, do you and your spouse just want a threesome, or do you want a poly relationship? Are you to just explore let's have multiple partners within our relationship? Or do we want a relationship within our relationship? So you have to identify with your partner. What is it that we feel? It's not that you're missing anything. That's key. That's key.
Chris Paul,
100%.
say it again and say it again.
It's not that you're missing anything within your relationship.
100%.
You are asking your partner, you're asking yourself, what is it that we want to add to bring more joy, pleasure to our home, to our relationship, to our community? What is it that we're looking for together? That's a critical conversation.
When was the last time you read something erotic? Step into the world of erotic freedom with my new poetry collection, Freaky, Feeling, and Flourishing. It is more than poetry. It is passion, it is healing, and it is erotic self-expression. Are you ready to get freaky or feel deeply or flourish beautifully? Grab your copy now by scanning the link below.
A relationship contract between you and your partner, or all acting.
Especially if it's going to be a relational aspect, because keep in mind, if you just slam back with your man, that's going to be a hit or quit situation.
Jump off. Yeah.
We ain't got time. We ain't got paperwork. Okay.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? We're not worried about paperwork. But if we are talking about something that is going to be, and sometimes you can honestly accidentally do it. And we don't talk about it enough, okay? Because sometimes,
Hold on, wait a minute.
look, sometimes you can get into a situation and you're like, oh, dang, we just really like to do this again. And then the next time you do it again, and then the next time you do it again,
Then you're traveling together. You're traveling together.
Next thing you know, you go into it.
Yeah, you have.
Someone changing their mind.
All right, go ahead.
Happened to me before. If we walked in, had to stood up and then she got there and got nervous because she seen the interaction. So, me being young, hot-headed, you can leave. I'm gonna keep on going.
Damn, you could put your girlfriend in.
I mean, that is the risk you take.
I agree to it, but now you're trying to take it back.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm really hard get it. I'm really hard get it.
Hey, poly situation, or was this like a open relationship and it just went to a threesome? So I want to make sure we clarify for the people watching. So you didn't get in no poly relationship and say, okay, babe.
No.
She did on camera.
I did. You already know.
I got nervous for a minute. So you're saying it was a swinging situation with a girlfriend and he got in
All in.
and changed her mind.
That's a lot of people do. They get it. They see the interaction. They see the entertainment. They see the lifestyle. And go, yeah, let's do it. And then, like y'all saying, get into the moment. Oh no, I don't want to do this.
Everything start off good. The sex part, great. Doesn't play people. And it's like, okay, I don't think I signed up for these, so they just dip out.
They just want to have fun.
Basically.
So they come in on the sexual side, and then when they realize that there's more, and it takes work and commitment and communication and boundaries and all that. Now they're like, well, I didn't sign up for that part. Okay, so that was what my question was going to be. Like, let's say y'all met someone and it is coming to a crashing end. How do you exit out of? I mean, because for the people in back that's beginning a relationship is, to me, any form of a relationship, sexual, anything, and then be spending time, and then the trip turned into a family trip. Now you over here at the barbecue, you boo and bae, and then now we don't want you anymore.
I don't know how to deal with that. Or one partner doesn't
Oh, do we want the other?
Yes.
So
Original committed partnership, right? So they could make a decision jointly, but then also the person that's being added to the relationship should make that decision. But then also one of the two committed partners could just think that's what they like. So there's like a whole different. I mean, there's all kind of algorithms.
So it's fun to get in.
Oh,
It's easy to get
easy.
But hard is hell to get out of. That's what y'all doing.
Sound like a
No,
yo.
necessarily.
Not all the time. Okay, well, go ahead. Go ahead.
For us, whenever we honestly just stop talking, like,
Coastal.
Yo, girl, no.
if we text them like at least a day or two in a row with no response, we're not subs. So it's no reason to keep trying to.
Have you ever ended something with someone? The two of you decided to end something, or one of you
Yeah.
decided to end something, and then y'all ended up. How was that?
Honestly, my husband and I have really great patience. So if we'll have a conversation amongst ourselves, like, hey, she's not going to be at the building in this right now, and it's done. Like, yeah,
But y'all
Do you
are
have a
like,
conversation though with the additional partner?
yeah. If she's open to it, if she hasn't ghosted us by that time, try to be more selective with, more intentional. What we want our boundaries.
Started off.
how long did it take y'all to get to a good coasting? Like, if the people that on here that's tried it, how long did it take you to really get to a space where it's you kind of moving in, like, because it has to be a space of rhythm, right? It's got to be chaotic in the beginning. I feel like anytime you are testing anything now, like it's like some new wheels on. Like to me, I feel like these like skating when you don't start off trucking. It's like you gonna fall, you gonna bump, you gonna stay. Like eventually, I think it should get to a space where it's just kind of just naturally flowing. It's really like, okay.
it's the hope. It's the hope of any relationship, though.
That's true.
It's the hope of any type of relationship that we can just flow with each other, life partners, and all become one within our dynamic. So with polyamory relationships, you asked about the exit. That is a beautiful example of like either ghosting or having the conversation. Unfortunately, some realities are you chuck the deuces, you be like, Angela Bassett's like shit on fire. It's just, it's not, it's not always pretty. Think about it. And breakups aren't
Well,
pretty.
that's what I was trying to say. Like, breakups are not pretty, just in general. I think when we talked about getting in, because a lot of these relationships short-lived, though? You don't think they're short-lived?
It depends because I think it depends upon all of the individuals that are involved. It depends upon what everybody's true motivations are and getting into the relationship to begin. So because if somebody is, even as great as you have to have communication with your partner, you could have a partner that is very gung-ho and excited and all into it, and that new relationship energy, comes out and stuff like that. And then that's where sometimes jealousy can come in and things like that. And so sometimes it can cause pause for the other partner. Or, for instance, somebody coming in can be like, well, you all been together for such a long time.
It's intimidating.
So it's very intimidating to come into this, like, I've got so much more ground to make up. So the problem is you're busy comparing yourself to that relationship when it's a brand new relationship.
And y'all just gave so much good tea tonight. For a couple that wants to navigate these type of relationships, I'll let everybody say something if they would like to. But for me, as the sexologist on stage, I feel like even in any relationship, communication is key.
Yeah.
Right? I know a lot of people don't feel comfortable with communication as a whole, but I do feel like you have to be comfortable with communicating in sexual spaces, in emotional spaces, in mental spaces. Like, there has to be a certain level of communication between you and your primary partner, or you and the family. There has to be, or your original partner.
Sometimes primary partner can be insensitive with hierarchy, it can be offensive.
Okay, or your say it in original partner. It don't sound as offensive because sometimes if you call it a partner, they think that that's take it there. Thank you for clocking in. So when we're in these spaces, Communication, I feel, is number one. I feel like anytime that you're in any type of space, sexual communication especially, is like you gotta be comfortable saying, you gotta be comfortable with the uncomfortable. And I don't feel like a lot of people are comfortable with uncomfortable. And I feel like that's why I'm talking about skating, right? You're gonna fall, you're gonna bump. And we have so many people on the panel tonight that are in successful relationships. So people that think that it ain't gonna work, that you can't be married and have fun, and you can't, and explore things, or exploration to this degree, that's a lie, because we have people on the panel tonight that have said they are in different forms of relationships and they're damn happy. Anybody got anything to say to the community or couples that want to navigate single people? What about people that don't want to get in these relationships? How they find y'all? Go read it.
Whatever you don't discuss up front will be tested. So in communicating, every detail is important. You don't always know your boundaries until they're being pressed.
Love it. Thank you so much. Who said that?
Her husband. No, wait, that wasn't your husband. That's hi, Jack. Hey, Jack.
Well, they both names start with a J.
They do.
Okay, and so anybody else got like a key thing that you say, hey, if someone like, hey, I'm about to what people say about you. You ever feel like people are judging you? How do you handle that? Like, what would we say to those people that feel like they want to be a part of these relationships, but feel that judgment?
You don't pay my bills.
Yourself in the mirror, and you've got to be okay with yourself. You've got to be okay with your partner. So if you're in a space where you're not confident with yourself, then you may need to do some work before you jump into it. But it can be a very beautiful experience. And it can be a wonderful experience, and you can learn a lot about yourself and your partner or partners. And so
make sure you're with the right partner.
Yes. And so the choosing of you.
Make sure you're choosing a partner that is really down to be down this lane with you.
And the people coming in as well, because if you bring somebody in that's messy, then eventually.
Yeah, it's just back up real quick and also.
Okay, they just ended off. Anything here you want to say to people that want to, especially being married for as long as you was, pulling that into you? And husband's so supportive already. Hey, hubby. Anything that you've learned that you want to just go out there?
I just think go for it. If you're having any feelings about it, just open up to your partner, have that conversation, and see what goes.
Love it. Anything? All right.
I'll say be intentional. What I mean by that is know why you're doing it. If you're having problems in your relationship, another person's not.
It ain't gonna help.
That's what I said.
Yeah, like
Now that's one way to end this.
you said, I have a lot of jokes. I want to be serious, right? Like you have to be intentional. Why are you doing this? And be honest. If it's just a lesson of thrill, then keep it there. Don't promote relationship.
Correct.
If you really feel like you have the capacity to love more people, and that's something that you feel will be fulfilling in your life, then yeah, communicate that with your partner and go for it. Be real about your intentions.
Yeah.
Fellas, be honest. Just be real with you. Be honest. Ladies and people today, if you're honest with them, you're gonna be in the lane that you need to be in.
That goes to the ladies too, though.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
be honest.
Yeah.
Let me think, there ain't nothing worse than a messy lesbian. I mean, it starts in kids.
You don't have a partner you want to get into the lifestyle.
Hey, unicorn.
I would say that, I don't know about anybody else on the panel, but I would say talking to someone who actually has experience like us. I don't know if anybody else would agree, but finding a safe space so that you have an understanding. It's not just Google and research. You need to talk to an actual person who's been in a relationship if that's what you want.
Well, and not everybody is jumping into a committed relationship. Some people are polyamorous and they're autonomous. So that, for instance, they themselves are their own unique entity and they are dating additional individuals.
Yeah.
And so not everybody is going to be in the same type of polyamorous relationship. Right. They're joining another couple or they're seeking out another couple.
I've heard of
Be safe.
and be safe.
I think safety is very important. It does take
taking STD tests,
All precautions,
like
precautions.
precautions.
Yeah.
You just never know. Safety.
I love communication. Someone said communication is always key. And that is what we have said over and over tonight. If you get nothing else out of this, what we have done within our own relationships, within our own lifestyle, is we have communicated with our partners and ourselves.
As we get ready to wrap up, y'all already know how it is on the Raw Adult Sexpectation podcast. We gotta end with something crazy that's always in the Nita way. So this game is called Fuck, Marry, or Kill. Ooh. Okay, so
I don't want my comments.
everybody on the live, y'all can join into the game as well. So I'm gonna give you the way the game works. Number one, fuck. Meaning you're gonna add this to the bedroom, right? You're gonna add this. This can be fun. We're gonna keep this, right? Marry means, oh, this is long term. This is forever vibe. We keeping this babe forever, okay? And then kill, cancel, never again. So y'all are ready? Right? So the first one is strip teasing and lap dances. Are we
Oh, that's bad.
Married.
Absolutely.
all right? Someone said sexy nudes.
Married.
God, y'all
Emoji right now.
you marrying? Okay, we have agreed upon marry. Dating apps. Are we
Killing it.
Yeah, everybody tired of dating apps. I know. We just tired of them things. Booty call.
Hey, married.
Fuck. Oh,
Booty call.
Say fuck.
yeah, she not bad, bad.
Texting all day. Hold on.
Married.
Married. Of course I'm married. He talked to me all day.
Kill the texting all day. Some days are better than others. What we texting about all day? What's happening?
Okay.
You and me.
Threesomes. Married.
Fuck.
Come on. Is it Mary? All right. Mary. Splitting bills. Kill.
Yo, no, we killed that. I don't do that.
Be kill. Everybody got quiet on that one. Y'all like that?
When you say splitting bill, what do you mean?
You wanna
Between you and your spouse?
splitting bills in 2025?
Oh.
It depends on the level of commitment and the income. I'm sorry, I'm a banker, so. And it depends on the relationship.
Kill it.
Yeah.
Kill it.
Kill it.
Go ahead and pick my
Yeah, I think you said it. But anytime you do it,
Sure, baby. Send it. Yeah, I can split bills. I'll do whatever you know.
Voyeurism.
oh, I'm there.
Watching people get naked, undressed. Huh? We marrying?
Yeah.
You marrying? Foot fetish.
Kill it.
kill.
Wait,
You know, you
Short
don't
answer. Is sucking toes a fetish?
Yes.
Oh, then I'm married.
Not everybody got nice feet.
Oh, God.
Impact plays, spanking or philosophy. Okay, the last one is electric stimming.
Like a vibrator?
Or like nipple cleaner, electricity.
No, like electricity, like currency.
I'm doing.
It's like
Get some wax for the day.
Yeah.
Get some wax. You want some
That may be old school.
kill it.
We're back with another crazy panel moment. At this moment, Lawrence is hooking the boobies up to the car wire, and everybody is just really taking the electric space to a visual aid of shock.
Oh, shoot, no, I needed that. All right, now y'all already know what it is. It's the Raw Adult Sexpectation podcast. And we ended with electric stimming and killing, but they like it. It's confusing.
We electrified.
No, I want to kill it. I don't like it. I tried it. I don't think I like it.
So now it's a part of pain, right? So the power play kink space, the pain of giving pain, right, gets people off. So that's what
Or receiving it.
or receiving pain, right? So yes. Now we're ending with that, y'all, because I can't take no more. I want the panel to
That's what she said.
y'all.
God.
Find
You
you.
can find me on all social media platforms at Courtney Timms. Follow us at Jack and Jen Knowledge on all platforms.
You know.
You're not boring.
You're bored.
That's all my long time.
No, she's pouring all
Google JoJo Talk. I'm the first one that comes up, so you can find my YouTube channel. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So I make it happen. And you can find me on all platforms at it's coach.free.
You can find me on Facebook at DeeFluker, DEE, and on IG you can find me _DEEJAY 1017. Same thing for X or Twitter for the older generation.
If you're looking for life coaching or a professional speaker, you can find me on IG. So we got to make it quick. You can find me on IG, Facebook, all of it, Lawrence Strong.
What's up? It's Nita, your #1 sexologist, and we
Yep.
this was Chef's Kiss.
Like camera.
All right, y'all. Peace out. Y'all know where to find me.
You know where to find me.
I know where to find me.